businesses can only grow, or organizations can only grow as strong or as quickly as the leaders inside of it do. So if you're always working on yourself and you're always doing the right things, eventually it's going to pay off. Originally started probably close to 3 years ago on the Verizon Fios campaign. I've been an owner now for a year. I run an office in Sarasota, Florida on the Frontier program. Before this, I was in college. I was graduating when I was looking for a job, so I started part-time. Didn't know what I was looking for, wanted to make a lot of money, but didn't really understand what I was gonna do. I wasn't a school person, so I wasn't really gonna do something with a highly specialized education. My parents were very corporate, right? They worked 9 to 5. They would come home, make dinner, we'd go to bed, they would do it all over again, Monday through Friday. That was kind of how I was raised, to go to school, go to college, go to grad school, get a high-paying job, and work like that for the rest of my life. This is a little bit different. This was something where I could enjoy what I do. I could work with people, I could develop people, I could develop myself. And long term, I could make a lot of money, and it was up to me to do it, which is what I liked. When I started in Maryland, he would break down the math of how much money they were like on pace to make that year. And I would think, I was like, okay, if this person can do it, and that much money is involved, you know, I could do it and I can make a lot of money. There's kind of two sides of what we do, right? There's the negative and the positive. And I think that people that they come in and they do the right things, right? They ask questions, they work hard every single day, they show up every day on time, like they actually treat it like they would any other job, versus the people that show up late or try and take off all the time, or they don't have the right attitude. Like, those are the people that are gonna have the negative experience because it's performance-based. It's just like sports. Right? Everybody joins a sports team. There's obviously good players and there's not so good players. And the good players are the ones that they work out all the time. They spend time with the coaches, like top players. They review game tapes, right? They show up on time. Maybe they show up early. They talk about Kobe Bryant had his practice right before the team's practice. And that's why he's one of the best. I think that I'm very competitive with myself. I'm very results driven and I just like to win. So when I feel like I'm losing, that's when I'm like, okay, I gotta change something. I gotta work harder. I have to do something. And I wasn't really always good at the business until I started to lose really sharp people. And it clicked to me, like, I have to be better in order to get people that are better than me to do this business. And I think that's what the industry is about, is making people better than you. I think the challenging part, or the most challenging part of building and developing teams, is sometimes you're gonna lose. You run a business, right? So sometimes businesses lose money, sometimes they make money, sometimes things are hard, and sometimes they're great. And when things get hard, you kind of just have to go where it gets hard, and you have to work harder, or you have to ask other people for help, and then things get better. And the harder you work at it and the harder you work at yourself, the better it gets and the easier it gets. Businesses can only grow, or organizations can only grow as strong or as quickly as the leaders inside of it do. So if you're always working on yourself and you're always doing the right things, eventually it's going to pay off. But you can't give up when things get hard, or else you'll never see the good results. To have a mentor is very, very important. When I was brand new, I had absolutely no experience. I was a totally different person. I was really lazy. I think I was selfish. I didn't really have a lot of work ethic, and I didn't even know what I didn't know. So having a lot of mentors, people with similar backgrounds, they've probably been through the same struggles that I'm struggling with. So to me, work smarter, not harder. It's much easier to ask somebody how to do it than to try and take the time and figure it out by myself. And I think when somebody's a mentor, it's not always just a mentor business-wise. So to have the support personally, professionally, I think that's great. The relationship between my business and Smart Circle, I wouldn't be where I'm at without Smart Circle, because clients like Verizon, AT&T, Frontier, T-Mobile, they're never going to invest in a no-name startup company. So to have a relationship with a company like Smart Circle, where they have that reputation, where they have the relationship with the clients. I think the hardest part about running a business or opening up a business, finding something to sell, whether it's a product or a service, and then finding the customers. And with Smart Circle, with their relationship with these clients, they give us all of that. Yeah, so a lot of the cool things just over the past year that I've been able to do now. I'm 25, I just bought my first house. I'm about to buy a new car. I am able to see my family a lot more. My family's kind of scattered, right? I'm in Sarasota, Florida. My mom is on the east coast of Florida, but it's still a 3-hour drive, so it's not something that I could just do in one day. My brothers live up in the Northeast. I just have a lot more freedom and flexibility to buy flights, to get Airbnbs, hotels, so I'm able to travel and see my family a lot. I have 4 older brothers, and they have this thing of like, taking care of their little sisters. So we go out to eat, we go to dinners, they pay for everything. And my brothers are lawyers and dentists, and now I can pay for things. And it's cool to kind of see that beforehand, where they didn't understand what I did and they didn't really support it as much. Now it's like, oh, we're proud of you. I've wanted to quit doing what I'm doing so many times, and I actually almost did right before I opened up my business a year ago. I feel like if I wanted to have the time, the freedom, and the money that I make now, I would have to go back to school, and I'd have to spend a lot of money, and I'd have to spend a lot of time doing it. So that would be my advice, because I almost gave up, and I'm very grateful that I did.